but like I mouse over like the individual things and it says trophy account bound, and I have the option of looking at the item collection or destroying it.
Well, if it's for the Nevermore collection, then you can just delete it once you have the credit for it.
Yeah, if it's for an item collection, I think you can usually delete them or sell them.
Yeah.
I can't sell it. I can just only destroy it.
Yeah.
Like can you vendor it? Like sometimes you can vendor it for like 5 or 10 silver.
No. And like it makes me type its name in, like asking, like, are you fucking sure you're an idiot for doing this type thing?
That'd be great if that's what the message actually said.
So I just want to be fair with you guys, or just to let you guys know, I'm going to be streaming this as well, so people can watch it on YouTube and such. So if I ever sound like I'm like talking to someone that's not directed at you, and it sounds like I'm talking to just like myself, it's because I'm talking to the stream. So hey, what's up? How's it going, Calibonga? All right. So once again, really sorry for being late, but so let me see. Who? Okay, so Nell, you're in tier 2, and Lay, you are in tier 2 as well. Okay.
Yep.
So, have you guys? Let me just. Okay, so today's dailies are Underground, Urban, Solid Ocean, and Molten Furnace. Are any of those ones that you guys haven't done before?
I think I've done all of them. I don't remember Molten Furnace, but I'm sure I've done it.
Molten Furnace is the one where you have to follow the dredge drill.
Yeah, okay.
The drill all the way through, and you have to go in those tunnels and plug the little steam vents.
Yeah, okay, I remember that one.
Yeah.
I know I've only done Solid Ocean once. That was the only other one that I'm kind of about.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, all right. So
I'm all on tier 1, if that's what you're referring to.
yeah, just because that would mean that you guys know the basic stuff here. So underground facility, urban battleground, solid ocean. All right, cool. So we're just gonna go ahead and get right to it with underground facility. So yeah, for those watching on stream tonight, we're actually doing tier 2s, not tier 4s. So this will be a little bit different, but this will be for those that haven't actually run Fractals before. This will be closer to your experience when you first enter Fractals. It's tier 2, so it's not going to be definitely your first experience, but it's not going to, like, tier 4s are totally different beasts than tier 1s are. So nice. That's awesome, Shadow. Awesome. So underground facilities, the one with where you have to stand on buttons and such. Lay, do you do this one?
I've done this one a few times.
Okay, so
I'm kind of terrible at the second part where it's either the guns or the what is it, the bomb, like stealth bomb, whatever the mechanic it is.
So you're good on the buttons and everything?
Yeah, I know the basics of the buttons. Someone runs up that path to open that button to let everyone through, then the next person, and so on and so forth.
I mean, if you don't mind, no, that's fine. But you know, I'm not gonna like chastise you for like cousin or something like that, you know. But no, you're good. You're good. All right. So
Just making sure.
no, I appreciate it. All right. So since you were pretty much familiar with this, I guess I'm just gonna kind of go like just playing 50 Shades right next to you. That's funny.
Gross.
All right. So since we're kind of like okay. So since we've all kind of done this, I'm just gonna kind of go over things that are kind of helpful for this. So we're kind of spread out right now, so if we were to kind of stick together and have like any sort of projectile reflects or absorbs, that would pretty much null any damage from any of these dredge, because we have a grenader, we have whatever these other guys are, or bomber or whatever. So a lot of these things are projectiles, so if we had any sort of projectile absorbs or reflects stacking on one location, before you go up, let's clear these veteran right here. Always make sure that you clear these, because the more that we can clear before we go into that last room, the easier it's going to be and the more successful it'll be. Alright, so we're good. And these guys don't really matter. Cool, and lays back. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'll stealth the control panel. If Nell and Hypno, you guys can get the panels, the little buttons right here. Okay, what happened there? All right, just make sure not to fall off the button for any reason. And I'm gonna need some clearance or some people to come help me at the button.
I'm on my way.
All right, and then get away. So not to be rude, but kind of like get their aggro off of me, so that way they're not facing me. Because if I just get attacked, it totally interrupts me. All right. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna have to clear these guys, just because they're like right on top of the panel. There we go. Need this guy. All right. Try and get them away from the panel, if we can.
I'm trying to pull from where I am. It's just not working.
That's okay. Can you pull your pet back? And then move away from the panel. That way he can follow the pet. There we go. Okay.
Oh shit, sorry.
It's all good. Alright, we got a vet over here. Alright, we're at about 50%. Alright.
Oh damn.
I'm
not very ranged in.
Yeah, someone could just assist Nell. Alright, we got another guy right here on me. Okay. Just need to get this guy. Can you pull your pet back? That way he can move away from the panel. And then once he moves away, make sure to always stay on those buttons. Do not step off the button. And if you need help, just speak up in chat. Alright, we're at about 50%. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up. %. And done. Alright, cool. Now we can move on. Nice job, guys. So the kind of idea that I try and go for there is get whoever has like a lot of survivability. Like Guardians have a lot of blocks. Mesmers have a lot of distortion and evade. Druids can pretty much heal through anything. So I would pretty much anyone that's not a like a feather by standing idle should be handling the buttons. Like me, I'm survivable. Like I have a bunch of dodges, but as soon as I dodge off of a button, which is not good for that specific section. So that's why I was having you guys stand on the button instead of me, because I could be better utility since I can stealth through all those ads at the beginning right there. That way they wouldn't even notice me when they spawn. Now for this part, before we run into this part, I do want to mention one thing. A few things actually. So I don't think your pets really trigger any traps, but I would just recommend to stow them for this because they really don't serve any purpose anyway. So what we need to do is, you can see that there is concealing dust right here. This is what stealths you. And then before we grab a bomb, all the way in the back, we're not going to run back there, but all the way, there's the pipe where you deposit the bomb into. And then, alright, Lena, you lost your bomb because you got targeted. There's the pipe that
I don't think I had a bomb yet.
Alright, so no worries there, but after you drop off your bomb in the pipe, right across from that in the back corner, there's going to be another cloud of concealing dust. Make sure you go back into that cloud of concealing dust, because every single time that you run across one of these red bars, it's going to spawn another one of these contractors that have AoEs. And the more we spawn, the more difficult this gets. So make sure you're stealthed the whole entire time. Now if you're coming up right here on this ending piece, you can jump on the pipe right here and avoid that last little bit of red bars. There's an achievement here for not getting detected at all, which is what you want to try and do, is not get detected, because you know you'll be running with these. You'll be running this on tier 4, and there will be contractors like 3 per zone, which is kind of ridiculous. That should never be the case.
There I had concealing dust on and it still shot me. How do I?
Was someone next to you revealed?
Oh, I didn't know that was.
If someone next to you was revealed, or they got hit by the contractor, you got to make sure that you do not stand in those AoE circles, because the contractors see through your stealth. Stealth only works against the rectangles, but the contractors can see you no matter what. So if someone is next to you and they get targeted, or they get shot at, it'll remove your stealth as well and hit you as well. So you want to make sure that that doesn't happen. And remember that you can't stealth up if you're in or if you used an attack while stealthed, then you get revealed for not sure how long it is. Hey Ren. So, Shadow, good point. Yes, blink would be helpful, but only to get back. If you shadow step or portal or anything while holding a bomb, you're going to lose that bomb when you do it. It also takes away your endurance. So if I were to dash or dodge while I have a bomb, if I somehow regenerated endurance, it's going to drop my bomb as well. So once you get the 9, hit that little thing, and then boom, move on to the next part. Nothing special here, just tank and spank as you would on any tier. Alright, CC the boss here. Alright, CC. Nice. Alright, cool. Now for this next part, whether we get the dredge or the ice elemental, one thing that would be good to do is to designate a main person who pours and then a backup who pours. Okay, so I will be the main person who pours. And now, let's get to the back first and then I'll kind of explain. So this is actually a good one to be running because this is one of the fractals I personally hate when it's a daily, because it's not that it's hard, it's just that it takes organization, and this is probably one of the only fractals that takes some sort of organization. So a lot, because you know the typical idea is to just like tank and spank through every single boss encounter, but this one takes a little bit more than that. So I always get kind of nervous when trying to run this with pugs. So I'll main the pouring. The reason why is because I can shadow step. I have like pretty much unlimited shadow steps. So right up here, or well, I'm down here, but right up here is the panel. I can short bow 5. I can get up to the panel really quick and jump down. It's super easy for a thief or a mesmer who can use blink, but more so a thief because mesmer can use blink, but it's on a cooldown. Where a thief, there's no cooldown for this. So if you have a thief in your party, I would say let them main being the person who pours. Now, if I need a backup, if I get fixated, then I'll need a backup. Then I'll just, I don't know, I'll just need someone to run up and, you know, go and pour. But let me say one other thing. Assume that this target over my head means I'm fixated by the boss. So when the boss is fixated on me, it's going to follow me, yada, yada, yada. If the boss is following me, I'm going to stand so that this burn spot that I'm jumping on right now is directly in line between me and the boss. So the boss, if I'm looking straight at the boss, I'm going to be moving straight back like this. And I'm not going to be standing right on the burn spot. So Ethics, come stand right here where I'm at.
We pulled him.
Yeah, you can.
Do you want to do it? Oh, you want to start now? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So stand right here, so that way he stops on the burn spot. So he's not on the burn spot, because if you stand right on the burn spot, he's going to stop a little bit ahead of you and not within range. So now CC him now that he's on the burn spot. Sorry, it sounded a little bit redundant because I keep saying burn spot, but so when you lure him, make sure that you're not like a little bit behind it, like the designated drop area. Alright, so let's just go ahead and instead of DPSing, let's just move right here. So Nell.
Which one do you want me to run to?
Here, over here.
So move clockwise.
Yeah, yeah. So stand right where I'm standing since you're fixated. And make sure that, so perfect. So just wait here, and then when he stands on top of that burn spot, I want you to run on top of him. That way he doesn't move. Alright, run on top of him. That's good. And we're going to CC.
Not on the burn spot.
Yeah, he's not perfectly on the burn spot, but he's still within the AoE indicator range.
What exactly does that burn do? Does it just weaken him?
Yes, it makes it... Oh, man, I wish things wouldn't, like, jump around so much. Superheated. That's the buff we're trying to get on him. Superheated will make him take damage that's proportionate to the amount of health that he has. So right now you're hitting ridiculously hard, but, you know, our normal attacks, like he has... Just to give you, like, a scale, his attacks... Say he has 10 times more health than an average boss, so he's going to need to take 10 times the amount of damage, and the only way that we can do that 10 times amount of damage is by having that superheated buff.
Okay.
I think that's the easiest way to put it. Alright, so this attack right here, that little ice V, make sure you do not stand in that. That's probably the hardest hitting attack that he has. Okay. So let's see how many seconds he has. He has 12 seconds. Let's just try and DPS him down right here. So you don't always want to lure him right away. You want to damage him as much as you can. I would say that lure him whenever he has about 15 seconds left on the buff. And whenever he gets the buff on him initially, it'll last for 30 seconds. So maybe
make sure you loot the chest if you're dead, because you won't auto loot. Just FYI, a lot of pug parties go back and forth between 1 and 2. They don't do like the full circle.
Oh, okay.
Awesome, and that was a good tip there. Yeah, because 1 and 2, the distance between 1 and 2 is shorter than the distance between, like, where we started was actually 2, and then we went to 3 and 4. But the distance between 1 and 2, like the northern side, is much shorter than the distance between 2 and 3. It's almost like half the distance. So, let's see. Next, urban battleground. Okay. So, just because a lot of pug groups are going to go the face tank method and go the unsafe route, we're going to go the safe route just so I can show you guys an alternate way of doing this, should your party not be able to make it the normal way. Okay. Alright, so instead of going straight, where's my cursor? There it is. We're going to go this way. So when we go this way, there's going to be on the minimap, I put my personal waypoint, there's going to be a group of Ascalonians that will spawn right there, so we're going to stop right here and kill them. Just kidding, maybe that's only in tier 3 or tier 4. So typically that's where a group a group would spawn. But now once we get up to the singularity right here, there's going to be some archers that spawn. Maybe. Just kidding, that might also be tier 3 and tier 4.
We're just too noob for you.
No, no. So that would be the second spawn location, and then the third spawn location would be right here. But the difference between going this way and going the other way is that it spawns in controlled groups of 4 or so. So it's a lot easier to handle, where if you go the other way, it's like 12 or 15 Ascalonians all hitting you at once. So if one person gets bursted down by a group of 15 Ascalonians, you can get one shot by a single Ascalonian warrior. So if you have 15 Ascalonians, like a couple monks that will give 25 might to their party members, and then all these Ascalonian warriors charging at you and just downing you, your party's probably going to wipe if you're not ready for it, or if you don't know how to handle it properly. So that's the reason behind going that way. It takes a little bit longer, but I mean, you know, if you're not going for speed clear records, there's really, you know, you might as well save yourself some time the first time if you know that your party can't handle the face tank method. There's no point in wasting time trying to do that unless you're trying to just get better at that tactic. Which one running dailies with pug groups? I think most people are just trying to get them done. So there we go. Always clear those oils first, as always, and then Dolphy. Nice, and then door. Okay, so now when we get to this gate, there's going to be, I'm pinging on the map the 4 different locations that you could actually go to the end. So, like, get to the final gate. So the way that you check which way you go is by doing a quick scan from left all the way to the right. Whichever path is not barricaded first is the path that you actually go on. So that's, this far one's barricaded, this one's barricaded. So now it's going to be one of these two, which are pretty much the same path anyway. So we can just go right here. So that's just a way to kind of like save yourself from guessing and then accidentally choosing the wrong path and all that stuff. Because a lot of parties that I used to go in, they used to try and go up on the stairs and try and get like an aerial view of the whole entire area, and then that wouldn't even really work because you couldn't see towards the end. So that's just an easy way to tell super quick which way to go. Nice. Okay. Now, if for some reason you ever had to prioritize these ads because your party's struggling, I would always recommend to get the monk first, because the monk pulses 25 might to all the party members, or all the ads. And we all know Ascalonian warriors hit more than they need to already, so 25 might just makes it so that they can guarantee kill you. So monks should always be the first one down. Kind of hang behind this pillar. So we're going to lower one group at a time. So I'll go ahead and I'll pull this first group. Oh, looks like we're doing 2, because I may have just like ran an aggro range and aggroed another one, so that might have been my fault. But we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Super fine. Cool, cool. Alright. And then we're going to go ahead and Leroy Jenkins after this and just annihilate everything. Cool. I would say try and get the ballistas when you can, because they just have this constant knockback that makes doing anything really difficult. So if you can get the ballistas down, it makes it 10 times easier to actually deal with the adds. And nicely done. Son? Now, typically, for this gate right here, where it spawns the adds, it's typically going to spawn a second set right here. So before you move on to the next gate, this is the third gate, by the way. Before you move on to the next one, just kind of hang tight. Wait for the next group to spawn. Because it pretty much almost always happens. Cool. I can move on to the next. Oh, and another group spawned as well at this gate. Cool. And that last group we can just ignore because the fire shaman is going to finish this thing anyway. Cool. Just gonna have to get some background sound going in there. Ah, dang. Wasted that. CC. Nice. Very nicely done, guys.
Are they laughing at us?
No, it's just...
Yes.
No, it's Dooms. He told me that he would give me 50 Agony Resistance to uninstall. I'll give you 50 Agony Resistance to go away. Alright. That's a joke, because like on Shadowed Observatory arc, whenever you start the fight, he's always just like, go away. Are those tree people? Alright, so alright, so Solid Ocean. This is Linka. This was you that said you'd only done this once before?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the thing? Like, is it just like, did you do it like well that first time, or was it kind of a struggle, or what kind of happened?
I think it went okay. I mean, we basically just ran past all the ads to the big giant tentacle monster. And I think we just killed the ads at the wrong time, because as soon as we finished off the ads, I didn't realize that tentacles spawned right afterwards and just about wiped us.
Okay, yeah, so that's a part of the fractal, which I'll explain that when we get there. Dooms, are you happy? I've been cleaning out my inventory and everything. It's still cluttered, but I'm working on it. Alright, so that's typically the thing to do. Well, actually, you know what? Can you do me a favor? Can I jump up there? Yeah, that's actually what I was just about to mention, Shauna. So, let's see. Do me a favor and... Fractals of the Mist. What is it called? Open Grave. Can you check to see if you have the open grave achievement? Because if you don't, then we'll go ahead and go for that achievement.
Wait, sorry, are you talking to me or?
Yeah, yeah. Open grave achievement. It gives you a Tyrian mastery point as well. And I guess if you've only done it once before and you haven't killed and you just ran straight to the boss, then you probably don't have it.
Do not have open grave.
Alright, so we're going to do open grave. So this is a very easy achievement. Pretty much it's, instead of running all the way to the boss, you're going to kill everything on the way to the boss. So that's really it. The trick to this is that you start the fractal facing the path to go, but you need to actually turn your screen around, and there's a group of Irakanji right behind us. So we're going to kill everything. And if you already have this achievement, then unless you're running this achievement for somebody else, there's really not a point in doing this. Alright, are you familiar with instabilities? I guess that's a good thing to kind of ask.
That was a flux bomb, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. That's why I was asking, because the last instability that we had, I believe, was Adrenaline Rush, which is once you get the boss to a certain percentage of health, it'll increase its damage by a certain percent.
I usually only notice it's a thing when there's a flux bomb.
Okay, yeah, Flux Bomb is the most obvious one, I think. So, yeah. For this one, yeah, there's really, like I was saying, there's really no point in doing anything other than running to the boss unless you're going for this achievement. So that's why your party did that, because that's what every group will do. And it's really easy to do this achievement. There's no hidden mobs or anything other than that first area. Everything else is just right in your face. So just make sure you kill everything and we'll be good to go. So just be careful with the Flux Bomb though. You don't want to drop it right on your party. Just because Flux Bomb will pulse out Agony, and Agony will reduce your healing intake by 70%. On top of applying the conditions and damage that it does every pulse.
Wait, did you say Dooms was watching?
Yes, Dooms is watching. Cool. Nice. Nice. And that should have gotten you the achievement. Did it?
Yep, just got it.
Awesome. Awesome. So, the trick here with this boss is to... so all these Irakanji, we have these two tentacles right here. All these Irakanji are going to keep respawning after we kill them until we... well, not like right away, but they will respawn if we don't kill these two tentacles fast enough. But they will keep respawning until we kill both of these tentacles. Once both of these tentacles are down, then the actual boss fight is going to start, and it's going to spawn more tentacles. So let's do that part first, and then I'll take it from there. So we're just going to kind of clear what we can, which should really be everything. We have good enough group damage for this. Okay. Nice. Alright, so let's kill that tentacle. Cool. Let's kill this Arakanji. So now you don't have to kill all the Arakanji before you do this, but it's just easier to deal with. But if you're going for the 5-minute achievement for the Ad Infinitum collection, then you don't want to wait too long, because you're on a 5-minute timer. And this is a very streamlined fight when it comes to killing the boss. You can only do damage at certain intervals. Okay, so now that we killed the first... We killed the first two tentacles, so now what we want to do is kill the other tentacles that respawned, so that way they can drop more reflecting crystals, and then we want to kill the colossi that will spawn randomly throughout. So the tentacles, whenever you kill them, will damage the boss by 4%. I need a crystal. Dang it, I wasn't too close, or I wasn't close enough. So killing the tentacles will damage the boss by 4%. Also, make sure when you're targeted, you pick up a reflecting crystal. That way the boss will shoot you, it'll charge the crystal, and you can throw it back in its eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to target the boss. That way it's easy to get the right target when you're throwing the crystal back. One thing that you shouldn't do, that every pug group will do, is take the crystals back to the back corner. Because the truth is, once you kill all the colossi, it's going to spawn more tentacles, and you want to kill these tentacles in order to help kill the boss. But if all these reflecting crystals are all in the back corner and all the tentacles are right out here, then it's going to be pretty much impossible to do this fight efficiently. Everyone's going to be just hanging in the back corner, which is a safe way to do it, but you won't get the 5-minute achievement if you're going for it, and it just makes the fight take longer than it really needs to. So rule of thumb here is first phase, which is what we're in right now. Kill the 4 tentacles, which we've done. Kill the colossi in the meantime while you wait for the boss to attack you. Once, if you look over to the right side of your screen, you'll see it says the Jade Maw health, and then it also says Jade Colossus killed. Every single time we kill a Jade Colossus, it's going to tick that bar up by a little bit. So we still have maybe like 6 or 7 colossi to kill before it moves us on to the next part. Excuse me, that might be 3 more. I didn't realize the bar went up that much. Now, once we kill the last colossi, tentacles are going to respawn. The colossi won't start spawning again, and the tentacles are going to attack, or not the tentacles. The boss is going to target at an increased rate. So right now we're getting targeted like every, I think it's like every 5 or 10 seconds. Once the tentacles respawn after the next colossi, as soon as someone gets detargeted, the boss is pretty much going to target another person. So you have to be kind of on your game. So get ready for it to get a little bit hectic. Alright? There we go. Let's just get a tentacle so we can get a safe spot going. Nice. Ah, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. I missed it. I missed. Oh, no. I'm dead. Now, if you're rezzing, grab a crystal. That way, if you do get targeted, it won't kill you when you go to res. The only thing you'll have to look out for is the tentacles. So we're not going to make the 5-minute mark for the achievement, but that's okay. It's no biggie. One thing that's cool about
Can you do that achievement on any level, or does it have to be a certain...
Any level. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're doing it on tier 1 or tier 4. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, and that is all the tier 2 tiered dailies. So we can actually do the recommended dailies if you guys are up for that, which would be Molten Furnace on tier 2, and then Volcanic on tier 1.
Yep, I'm down.
And
Yeah,
then
I'm game.
Lay and Nell, what is your AR?
39 or no, sorry, 49.
49 AR. Okay, cool. And then Nell, what's yours?
84.
84. Oh, so you're already out of tier 2. You can do tier 3. And that's without a potion,
Yeah,
right?
we had a long chat about that. And I wasn't understanding. Apparently, I'm a retard.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Alright. Well, okay, so we'll just do the Molten Furnace and Volcanic recommendeds then. So, Volcanic I'm pretty sure is just going to be a run through. There's not really anything special, nothing speedy you can do about this. This is just kind of like a waiting game, honestly. But, I guess, how are fractals going for you guys? Like
I was trying to run each and every single fractal within the tier before Shut up.
I didn't say
It's
anything.
going good for me. I'm just slow at getting ascended gear.
Okay. And that was you that said that, Lay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Like I just got access to Living World Season 3, so should go better now, but
Nice. Yeah, that'll make getting your trinkets and back piece like a breeze. And that is getting your trinkets and back piece isn't like just having those ascended pieces is enough to get you in tier 2 or tier 3.
This instability is exploding when they're dead. Just
Ooh, last laugh.
yeah, that's it. Thanks.
That's annoying. So this one, that used to be a little bit more annoying. It used to knock you back, but now it just dazes you, which is nice.
And just so you guys know, there's a boulder in every room, and so you got to pick up the boulder and put it on this team vent. That's kind of the objective per room.
when does the boulder show up? I know that there's a boulder thing, but do you have to mine for it, or does it just kind of drop eventually?
It's whenever you clear the 3 veteran in the room. If there's no boulder, then it's probably because you haven't cleared all the ads. And if you have cleared all the ads, then it's probably because someone took it and they didn't realize it.
Yeah, I definitely haven't done that before.
That seems to happen way more than like I would expect it to. Like there'll be times where I'm just like, where the hell is the boulder? And then I'll be like, oh wait, I picked it up. Sometimes it spawns like right next to the myth, or
Yep. That's my excuse too.
Or Bram will stand right on top of it, and it's like, dude, Bram, you're annoying in more ways than you think. Yeah, so this is probably my least favorite Fractal. There's just so much waiting around.
Exhilarating
Like,
gameplay.
Oh my gosh, and it's like all time. There's like no way to speed up the drill. There's no way to speed up this. No way to speed up that. It's like a story mission. That's really what it is.
And then they just continue the theme with the boss / non-boss.
Yeah.
Look at these jerks. They just ran ahead and left us.
Yeah, they didn't even help. Little buttholes. Well, I guess that's one thing that you can do is if you have shadow steps, like blink or, let's see. I don't think Ranger has any sort of shadow step abilities, but I know everyone else in the party does. You can blink.
Yeah, I'm guessing Ancestral Grace doesn't get me through that, but I never checked.
Ancestral Grace, what's that? What is that?
It's the staff kind of jump ability.
I don't think it does because it's not a shadow step. So you don't like teleport to a location. You
just go there faster.
Like super speed jump. Yeah. But I know Guardian has one that isn't used. Or that like I never see used. It's pretty much you can shadow step, but it has to it has to be to an ally, which you would have to use that one. You can use what is it, Judge's Intervention or something like that. That
I know
one.
what it is. Yeah, it's I don't know what it is. Merciful Intervention.
Merciful. Is that the one that heals your ally when you shadow step to him?
Yeah. So
Okay.
you heal around them. So it's to a bunch of people.
Nice, nice.
And then I think it revive. I'm reading it. Revive percentage 20%. That's what it says.
Oh, that's good. So if someone's down and you're trying to res them.
I don't know. I've never used it. Well, I have, but like in one instance for the shadow step.
Nice. All right. So for this, let's see which one is first. All right, this one. This one, the way that you can kind of cheese it is if you have a like a projectile absorb or something like that, you can put it right in the middle or like right in the area where these AoEs fall, and it'll absorb the AoE. That way it doesn't drop it. So that would be like Druid Staff 5 or Ventari's Tablet or Guardian Shield 5, Wall of Reflection on Guardian. So like right here, you can stand right here into this. See how it didn't spawn the AoE field? Leaves us a safe zone. The only bummer there is that it doesn't last that long. I could have also brought Smokescreen on Thief. There's a lot of different projectile absorbs or reflects that we could have used here to prevent us needing to move around and such. But it's all good. Nice. It's always best to have that one first because the first spawn doesn't spawn the, or the first, what the heck is it called? The first weapon test, after that one's done, it doesn't spawn that protector, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, these fire tornadoes, the way that you can tell what direction they're coming from is if you look up at the satellite dish at the southern part of the arena, whichever way it's facing when it's charging up is where it's going to put the starting location of those fire tornadoes. So after the ones that are currently active pass you, you can run to whatever side of the thermal core is on the opposite of the spawn location of the fire tornadoes, and you will avoid it. So sleeping tactic, let me try it. I don't know if I'm doing it right. Let me see. Alright. So I'm sleeping and I'm not getting hit right now. Just kidding. I just got obliterated. I think I slept in the wrong spot. I think you need to sleep up against the thermal core. Now we want to get this protector out of here if we have any pushes and pulls. I didn't bring any, so it's just better to down him real quick so he doesn't make this thermal core invulnerable. Sorry. I don't know the spot. I don't do the spot. I don't do the sleeping trick, like, ever. Alright.
I'm on fire.
Now, this, you just jump the shockwaves. This is perfect practice for anything. So, I would say to actually, this is like the safest and probably best way to practice jumping shockwaves. This is the only reason why I like this fractal, is because it just gives constant practice for this. There's so many fractals that you will run, or any sort of high-end content that will have this type of mechanic in here. So I recommend when you're doing this section, never to use your dodge. Always just try and jump the shockwave, because I think it's pretty much impossible to die from this unless you don't have Agony Resistance. So just practice jumping all the shockwaves while you can, and it's very friendly to mess up. Alright, and this would be a perfect time to do like the protection field. That way we can all stack in one spot and not have to worry about moving. Because like, see how Bram's shield is up? It just absorbed the AoE fields as well as the fire tornadoes. So the only thing we'd have to worry about is the shockwaves. Oh, man. Okay, weapons test, engineer. Gonna down this boyo. Dang. You wake up refreshed. I just got ran over by a whole bunch of fire tornadoes in my sleep. I wake up, totally feel refreshed. Alright. Next one
I
is...
get an achievement.
Oh, I guess you didn't get hit by any of the stuff in that last phase there. Which is good. Which is good.
I'm pretty sure I got hit by something. Bunch of times.
Don't tell Arena that. Because then they're going to take it away from you. Alright. Okay, so now we're going to do volcanic. Okay. So I guess we can teach like there's a couple things that you can do to kind of like speed this one. Well, a couple things. I don't know if there's really a couple things that you can do in this one to speed it up, but I know of one thing that you can do. Alright, now just for the sake of teaching it, when you're doing this in higher tiers, always jump up this side right here and range the Grawl down, and like get them to kind of like single file up this ledge right here, because then this is what you call line of sight, or LOS. So that makes it so all the adds in the area will come in a single file line, and you can just pretty much, it's like coming through a really skinny hallway, and 5 of us are attacking them one at a time. So it just makes it very, very easy. But for the sake of being extra, let's just face tank all this. portal the boulder section. Yeah, I guess if you had a Mesmer go ahead and just like drop a portal before this phase finishes, then you can just portal all the way to the end instead of having all 5 of us run down this section. Yeah. But yeah, the only other thing that I know of is the lava skip, which I don't think you really can do anything else. Darn right, I'm always extra. That's why I like glowy stuff. And that's why I wasted gold on this scythe. So, promo, this scythe is freaking awesome. Let me see, where's it at? If y'all didn't invest in this scythe for your staff, then I don't know what you're doing, because this is probably the coolest scythe skin ever. Like, look at that. Look at that. And it even has like little faces in the little like particle effect. I have to figure out what that is. It's probably some lore stuff.
I think it's like the gods or some of the gods. It's really hard to see.
It's super, super, super sick.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Here. Just
His
so you
fancy
can...
new scythe.
My fancy new scythe. It's super awesome. I freaking love it.
Preview it and then spin in circles.
Yeah,
and
like super fast.
I don't see it. It's just... Or wielded?
Wield it, yeah.
Yeah.
Portal leash ranges.
I don't see it. It's just...
They're like the black spaces in between the white like trail that it leaves, the black spaces are faces.
That's the faces? I was like picturing emojis.
Like
no. I don't think they
faces.
No. Emojis?
Yeah, like little smile. You said little faces, so I was thinking like your phone and
right.
You know.
Right.
Alright, so for this part, you want to always prioritize, not that we're not doing this, but just for the sake of being thorough, you always want to prioritize killing the veteran girl first and then getting the shield down. Because the veteran girl, if they reach one of those captives and push them off the edge, then we're going to lose our reward chest for this encounter. Which this reward chest gives us a chance at getting another encryption, key, or salvage tool, which is really awesome. So, CC, boom. And then, well, I mean, of course you knew I would. I literally talked about it before we stopped talking earlier. I was like, I gotta get that scythe.
Well, to be fair, I mean, there's staffs that, like, that have rainbow things in Super Adventureland.
True. Alright, so for the little skip here, if you want to check this out before running down, let me get out of combat. There we go. So, what you can do here is, and then Doom says it's Cormier in that little, like Cormier's face, which it kind of looked like that. But, anyway, so, if you were to kind of like jump down the ledge right here into these little pockets, hopefully not die on the way down, like I just missed every single ledge. If you die due to falling damage, then if you have a Mistlock, then it'll eat up the Mistlock. Now, since I made it all the way here, if you guys die, then you can just do /GG and like teleport right at the checkpoint, which is right above me right now. Now you can see that like I have to keep moving around right now because I just got in combat because I got hit by this hot foot thing, so it'll be out of combat in just a second. Cool. So now I'm out of combat.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill this bat up here.
Oh yeah, so
my pets try to pull him, but
no, I wasn't fast enough.
I dare you to time him out. I'll literally guild re-invite you if you time him out and he kicks you.
What?
So that's that moment where I'm like, sounds like I'm talking to myself, but I'm talking to my stream. Hey Frost, how's it going, man? Okay, so for this fight, just a couple things that are like, I just want to go over them even if you already know them, just because it's easy to miss them. So you can see that if you look on your bar, there's this, which means this is why I keep running around and jumping around, because whenever I stand still, I just constantly take stacks of burning. So that's what since I made that checkpoint and I got here first, I had to keep moving around so that hot foot didn't proc and I could stay out of combat so you guys could actually spawn. Now, we have 2 druids, so it's probably not going to be a big deal here, but when you're running with a pug group that doesn't have a healer or something like that, you want to be careful after you break the boss. Like the boss will shield at every 75%. You need to attack him 40 times to break his shield, and then you continue on with the fight. Whenever you break his shield, he gets enraged, and when he gets enraged, every single time that you attack him during his enraged buff, you're going to take stacks of burning. Now, let's see. Crap. Let me see if I can. So, detonate cluster right there. It doesn't show what I'm trying to show. Okay, here we go. Fist flurry. It says damage 5 times. If I were to use that on the boss while he's enraged, I'm going to take 5 stacks of heavy hitting burning. So you want to be careful there. But we have 2 druids, which is a lot of Condi cleanse, so we can kind of just heal through all that damage right there. One thing that really helps during that shield phase is as soon as he shields, he spawns all those lava elementals that will range you and they'll immobilize you, making it hard to keep up with the boss and also making it so you can get piled down really quick. Another thing that would be helpful here is projectile absorbs or reflects. So if we have those, that'd be great. But like I said, 2 druids, plenty of Condi cleanse, we won't have to worry about it. But those are just some things to kind of keep in mind when you're running this in higher groups, and if you keep wiping on this fight, it's probably because of that. So we got a bobblehead laboratory, so you know it's gonna get crazy. Alright, so we all know the right way to do this is as a bobblehead. Ooh, 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 ooh. This looks absolutely ridiculous.
See, now we need to run the one where, like, it's that big giant that's, like, strapped up against the side of a mountain.
Oh, cliffside?
Yeah.
No, for the statue at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, because he comes off and it looks like he's got a cancerous growth on him.
Alright, so Dooms is actually bringing up a really good point. So anything that procs an attack will take away a tick at the shield. So Mesmer Illusions, that's Necro Minions, that is Ranger Pet, any sort of different things that you can spawn, like Thieves Guild on Thief, which you never really use that in a meta comp, but you know, if you do run Thieves Guild, those ads will hit as well. But yeah, holy crap, can we just hold on, just look at him if you have the bobblehead.
Poor Bullwinkle.
Oh my god, his ears.
Alright, let's
The
go
length
ahead.
of my whole body.
Alright, so for this fight, when he gets to the shield phase, just make sure you stack on the boss. That way we can be near the druid so we can get the Condi cleanses and the heals. So the shield's dropping really quick because of the illusions and everything. Stick on the boss. We're taking a lot of burning stacks, but we have 2 druids, so we don't need to worry about that. So his enraged phase is about done. Nice. Alright. He's enraged. We need Condi cleanse. Super Condi cleanse. Nice. Hey Scythe, how's it going? And let's just get him down here. Awesome. Nice shout, guys. Nice. And that is pretty much all there is to that. You guys have any questions about anything?
Nope, that was good. Very thorough explanations.
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
actually didn't know about the solar beam directing where the tornadoes were coming from, so that was new.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
the radar thing, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. That one took me a while to figure out. I don't even know how I figured it out. I can't remember if I saw it in like a video or if I just like looked up one day and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, nice. I got a ring. Deposit. Salvage. When it comes to like future stuff like gearing or anything like that, do you guys have any questions about that, or are you guys pretty much all set, just waiting to get that stuff? Like ascended stuff.
I think I'm mostly set. It's just got to run through Living World Season 3 to get the trinkets.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with ascended chests that have garbage stats? Do you just salvage them?
No. I do not. I actually will change the stats to something that I want.
And you do that in the forge, right?
Do that in the forge, yeah. I accidentally just consumed a potion. I didn't need to do that. Yeah, so you'll just need an exotic inscription of the stats that you want, and then use that anthology of heroes, 5 ectos, and it's pretty much like, it's like, I don't know, it costs like whatever the price of your inscription is to stat swap it, which is nice.
Cool.
Super nice.
Forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, similar question. I'm assuming you can't do that with rings you don't want, right?
No, you can't.
Can you throw them down the mystic toilet?
Rings? No. No, you cannot.
So what do you do with them?
You salvage them. Whenever you get a salvage tool, that's what you'd want to do with them. I wouldn't recommend buying the salvage tools, though, because those are expensive. Salvage tools are 1 gold and some extra currency, which would be fractal relics here, or laurels at a laurel vendor or something like that. But pretty much 1 gold is too expensive anyway, because when you salvage a ring, you'll get 1 chance at getting up to 20 stabilized matrix, which those sell for 35 silver each, but you don't always get 3, you know. So you would need 3 in order to cover the cost of the tool if you buy it. But I would recommend that before, so for instance, if I were to salvage, I just got this as a drop, this Ouroboros loop. So if I were to salvage that, it would give me 1 chance at stabilized matrix. Now, if I link my current ring that I'm equipping, it's an attuned crystalline band infused, so it has 3 slots. The actual ring is just the crystalline band. I infused it and attuned it. So whenever you attune a ring and you'll get a chance at stabilized matrix for every infusion slot on your ring. I don't know if this is true for like back pieces that are infused or whatever, but when you what am I saying? When you salvage a ring, before you salvage it, it is very cheap to attune a ring. And you're always guaranteed to get at least 1 stabilized matrix extra for salvaging an attuned version of a ring as opposed to just a normal version of a ring. I wouldn't go through the process of infusing the ring because that's pretty expensive in materials, so if you don't already have the materials, then it wouldn't be worth investing in them. And there's also a better use for using, like, converting your ascended materials, like your shards, globs, and vials and stuff to gold, I think. But, yeah, I would just attune it. Costs like 25 silver to attune, and then you're guaranteed to get 1 extra stabilized matrix, which sells for like 30 something silver. So you're already making a profit if you attune it before salvaging. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. So when it comes to getting
Cool.
ascended gear, you said you were kind of slower to getting your ascended gear. You just got Living World Season 3, but how's your armor doing? Like your armor and weapons and such.
I'm still on exotic weapons. I've got 2 pieces of ascended armor.
Okay.
I actually just, I think it was a couple days ago, someone showed me how to get those through the Grandmaster.
The marks, yeah.
Yeah, because I made the mistake the first round of making them like the old-fashioned way, and cost me like twice as many.
Yeah, Grandmaster marks.
Materials.
Grandmaster marks are a different kind of trade-off. If you don't need your relics or anything like that, then Grandmaster marks are a pretty good way to go. Save you some gold for sure.
Other than that, I don't really know the best way to get that gear. It's either that or craft it the old-fashioned way.
Right. Let's see. What kind of farming do you do? Like gold farm stuff that you do?
I mean, lately I've just been running basin,
Arc basin.
fractals, and sometimes dragon stand.
Dragon stand? Okay. Nice, that's good. Do you do Istan at all?
I've done Istan by accident when I went through Living World Season 4.
Okay. So I would recommend doing Istan, and the reason why is because the meta is super quick, and you get so many bits of unidentified gear. So I think like a full Istan meta run is you do Palawadon, you do an Achille run, and then you do a Great Hall, which if that sounds foreign to you, that'll make sense when you actually join up on a commander.
Okay.
Or if you join in on a meta map, and you'll get, I would say like anywhere between like 40 and 50 what is the word? Palawadon phylacteries. It's a long word.
Oh,
okay.
The phylacteries.
I hate that word.
Phylacteries. Yes, those exotic containers. Those exotic containers will give you lots of unit gear on top of the unit gear that you're already receiving from drops. So, so that I would recommend doing that. It's a very quick meta, and it starts. So, what time is it for you right now?
9:30.
9:30. Okay, so every even hour, at the 45-minute mark is when Palace starts. So, every 2 hours for you, it's every even hour. For me, it's every odd hour, because I'm an hour ahead of you right now, because it's 10:30 for me. So,
Okay, so it's on the 45 of every.
So it'll be
like 9:45 for you, 7:45, so on and so forth.
Yeah, exactly. And so for you, it'd be 8:45, 10:45, and so on. So the next Palawadon meta is going to be starting in 1 hour and 10 minutes. And it's a very easy meta. If you just join up on a commander, I would say during the active hours or like midday, you'll find a commander that's like not barking orders, but saying exactly what to do in each section. Pretty much the goal there is when you're running Palawadon is just to actually it's really when you're doing Palawadon, Achille, and Great Hall. Your goal is just to tag as many champs as possible. All you got to do is tag it, and if you have, like I think, if you're running Druid staff or whatever, that's pretty easy for you to do. If you're running anything, supply caches, of course you want to loot those because that'll give you unit gear as well as volatile magic. So that'll be good for unit gear, which is affected by magic find. So you can get all the unit gear, get magic find boosters, go to the silver waste, boost your magic find there through some events, and then open it all. And you can get like when I open my stuff, I get like a hefty amount of exotic gear from it every time I do it. And lately, like a lot of exotic gear is like trash price now, but it's exotic gear that you could get. So you can get a lot of good gear. I end up getting a lot of ectos from salvaging that exotic gear and a lot of the rare gear that I get. So that's very good for money. And then on top of that, you get the volatile magic, which you can spend at a vendor on the supply caches or the supply crates or whatever, which will give you loads and loads and loads of materials. So it's just like an insane gold farm if you do that.
Okay.
So,
Is that a good meta for using like a bag opener, or is that all open with a level 80?
level 80, because all the unit gear will open up to level 80 gear. It's not affected by your level when you open it.
Oh, okay.
I think aren't the phylacteries?
Phylacteries are the same, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're the same.
I think those are affected.
Let me see. Hopefully I'm spelling this right. Palawan phylacteries. Let's see. Contents. I don't think it is, because it gives you unit gear. And it says contents will be some gold, bloodstone dust, a chance at the following, which would be karma, spirit shard, junk, Molten weapon recipe, and then a chest of the first spear, which is the very first time you'll get it, guaranteed. And then a random awakened weapon, which is rare in level 80. A random named mordant weapon, which is like for the specialization collection for your ascended weapons for your POF elite spec. A random Alonian weapon, which is rare, level 80. And then a piece of rare and or green unidentified gear. And then one of the following, which would be Tier 4 rare crafting materials, Tier 5 common or fine materials, Tier 5 crafting materials, Tier 6 materials. So yeah, doesn't look like it gives like any of the regular stuff if Wiki is listing everything.
But for the unidentified gear, you said get booster magic find. I understand how magic find kind of works, but I don't know what's the best way to boost it.
The best way to boost it is so let me
Because you mentioned there was something in the silver wastes.
Yes, so I'm going to log on to my thief that I farm with, because that's where I put all my boosters. So
yeah, I'm going to jump out real fast. Thanks for leading us through, Rayo.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man.
See you guys.
Take care.
Yep.
Alright, so let's see. Okay, so the boosters that I have are cheap boosters would be stuff like Halloween consumables, like spicy pumpkin cookie, and then like sharpening skulls. Pumpkin cookies cheap, and then you can get sharpening skulls, crystallized nougat, or pumpkin oil. They're all going to do the same thing. You're just using them for the magic find. You can get your celebration boosters once a month from login rewards, and then whenever you get achievements, like you hit an achievement threshold, you'll get an achievement chest, which could give you something like a heroic booster. So your celebration booster, you can get a 1-hour one from monthly logins, or you can get a 24-hour one from a character's birthday. Then your so those ones are all kind of time gated. Heroic booster, like all the boosters that I have, I do not buy them from the trading post. I don't recommend spending gems on these things. If you're going to spend gems on anything, I would say spending on something that you want and not something that will help give you a chance at getting better stuff that you might not even get. But the Black Lion booster, this is a newer one, but this one's actually, it's pretty easy to obtain if you do weekly key farms. Because when you do whenever you open a Black Lion chest, you're guaranteed to get a Black Lion statuette. And if you do a key farm, then you can get one key per week, which is a guaranteed statuette per week, and one statuette will equal one of those Black Lion boosters. So that is an easy one to get. Okay. Another thing that would be easy to get is if you have spare laurels lying around. Yes, Aravind, you can use the heroic and B-Day booster at the same time because they're different buffs. Another one that you could actually use is the item booster. Whoops, wrong chat. Item booster costs 1 laurel, which is if you spend your laurels on like tier 6 heavy crafting bags or whatever, I would say that's roughly like 1 gold or something per laurel or something like that. I don't know if that's the real value. That's just kind of what I've had in my head, and that's my justification for buying heavy bags with the laurels. But item booster is different, although it has the same icon. Actually, let me verify this before. You know what? I might be wrong. So let me. Okay, so the heroic booster will give you an item booster benefit for 2 hours, and then you know what? If you don't have a heroic booster, you can buy the item booster from the Laurel Merchant. It'll give you 30 minutes of 50% magic find bonus, which I would say if you're opening massive amounts of unit gear, you're going to get more than a gold's worth of return from that 50% magic find bonus. So, and you can use it for 30 minutes, and whatever you can open in that 30 minutes is the benefit, like you're going to benefit from that 50% magic find. So it's like, I would say like hoard, like, okay, so to answer your question,
and then use the booster at once.
Yeah, I would say do that. So like, okay, ultimately what I would recommend doing is, what's your personal magic find?
It's only like 108.
Okay, that's not bad. So 108. And then you have these two. You have the Halloween food and utility, which is buyable from the trading post. That's another 60% right there. And then do you have any celebration boosters?
I'm sure I do.
Okay.
But I don't remember how many.
Okay, so let's actually take out the celebration boosters, and so that's 100% magic find reduction, or like assuming that you don't have celebration boosters, which most people do, just lying around. But let's just assume you don't. So you have 108, so that's 168 with that Halloween utility, an item booster, which would be from the Laurel Merchant, excuse me. That would boost you up to 218. Then you could do, you could go to a guild hall, and you could get the guild item research buff from the tavern, which is 10%. It really the amount that you get is based on the guild hall level, or like what upgrade version you have of that specific buff in the guild tavern. But let's just say it's 10%, so that would put you at 228. And then you can get a heroic banner, or like a guild banner for magic find, and that boosts you another. I want to say that's magic find banner. 10% magic find, so that'll put you at 238. And then you can do silver wastes. You can get a total of 200% bonus from silver wastes. When you enter the map, you get a stack of perseverance. You get 1 stack of perseverance for an hour for every event that you complete, maxing out at 5. So if you max that out at 5, that'll give you 30% per stack. So that's 150% magic find right there. And then if you kill the vine rat, that's another 50%. So that's 200 on top of your 228. So that'll put you at 428. And then say you have the black lion booster on top of that because you did your weekly key farm. That is 100% magic find. Holy crap. Yeah, I thought that was 50, but it's 100. So that'll put you at 528. And then say you have celebration booster, that'll put you at 628 right there. So I know that was kind of like information overload right there, but I was kind of piecing it all together as I was talking about it.
Yeah, I didn't realize there were that many magic find boosters.
Yeah.
Or that they stacked that way.
Alright, sorry Capri-san, I was actually helping someone that I'm playing with right now. So I am reading the chat, but it's, you know, I'm doing a few different things at once. So
No, you're fine. I'll figure it out from there if you need to.
No. Oh, no, you're
address your
good.
chat.
No, you're good. No, you're good. So weekly key farming is a waste of time. They nerfed it. It's not a waste of time. It takes maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Let's see. As for a thief rotation, I'll just show you real quick if you're still watching. So,
Where are you streaming from? Is it YouTube or Twitch?
YouTube.
Oh, okay. I was using your what is it? Your platinum and iron farm video.
Mm-hmm.
For when I finally realized that you had a YouTube channel. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
Only to realize that you had updated like a year ago.
What, the...
The farm. I was using your very first one.
Oh, that one is a piece of work. Actually, that was like my first guide. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it worked. I'm capped out on iron ore and platinum ore. I ended up having to make them all in ingots.
Nice, nice. That's actually what I used to do before Fractals. That would be like my routine would be to do. It would depend on when I logged on. It would be either a meta map first or something. Like sometimes I'd wake up like super early, so I do like a meta map and then I do like my farm, or I would like do my farm and then I do a meta map. But I'd always do it like something like that. And I need to do 10-player squad. Okay, so DPS rotation on Thief. Super easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about buffs or whatever. I'm not going to worry about the realistic buffs. I'm just going to spawn a golem. Let's do large. Do that. Okay. So, staff. These are my skills. Passive Venom's fine. Have my signet for the power. Fist Flurry for that. I'm wearing full Berserker's gear. I'm wearing Rune of the Scholar. And I'm not going to bother switching to short bow. I just have that on. Well, this isn't Berserker's because I swapped my Berserker amulet to a different character. But generally, full Berserkers. Your rotation is literally, you do, so this is the list of your auto attack. That last one is the attack that you do when you're stealthed. You're going to do Staff Strike, Staff Bash, then you're going to dodge, finish the auto attack, and then you're going to do 2 and 2. So, just to do that, 1, 2, I dodge, finish the auto attack, 2, 2, repeat. That is my rotation, 2, 2, repeat. And then sometimes I will use Fist Flurry whenever it's off cooldown, as opposed to the double staff 2. Boom, boom. That is literally all that you do. And so you're eventually going to run out of dodges. So what you need to do to regenerate your dodge is you need to, 1, make sure that you're using both of your staff 2s in between your auto attack chains, but then also note that your steel will regenerate 50% of, or it will give you 50 endurance, which will give you another dodge. But ultimately, the main thing is that you do not interrupt your auto attack. The way that you interrupt your auto attack is by using skills in between your auto attack, but dodging does not interrupt your auto attack. So, auto 1, auto 2, dodge, auto 3, second skill, rinse and repeat. And then instead of, when Fist Flurry is off cooldown, instead of using your staff 2 twice, use your Fist Flurry. That's it. And then when you're low on endurance, use your steel. Easy peasy. That's all you gotta do. Actually, you know what? Let me see something. Boom, boom. Out of endurance. Okay, yeah, so steel will heal 50 endurance. There you go. that is your DPS rotation. Now my numbers are not anything crazy like 30k or whatever, but I also have no boons. Boss has no vulnerability or anything. So those things, although they might seem minute, they're very crucial to your DPS rotation. So I think, what did I get there? I think I maxed out at like, what? Like 6k, something like that. I don't know what I maxed out on, but just self. So might 25 fury. I'm kind of guessing what the realistic buffs here are. Alacrity, quickness, turn, understand. If anyone can help me out with these realistic buffs, that'd be great. Because I don't know them all. I think Ranger, Frost, and then Spotter. I'm going to kind of undershoot it. All spirits, okay. I'm assuming you meant all spirits by just saying spirits. Does Mesmer have any? No. What about Empower Allies? Is that one of them? Okay. I wasn't sure if that was still part of it. Okay, so I think I got all of them. Also, I'm going to go ahead and drop the Discord call so I don't talk y'all's ears off. But thanks for running Fractals, guys. Hope that could help you out a little bit. And I'll catch you guys next time. Sure thing. Okay. Sun and Frost. Okay. I think that's all of the buffs. So now I'm going to go back. And then I have to add vulnerability to the golem. And then, do I add cripple? Or whatever? I guess it really doesn't matter because my damage isn't... I think I was confusing that with Dragon Hunter or something. Anyway, I'll just go with this because this is fine. And I'm not using food. Wait, I don't know if that's what I meant. Oh, yeah, it still has the same stuff. Okay, so my rotations are not perfect. I don't practice them, but we'll see what happens here. Oh, I just interrupted my auto attack, which is not good. Ooh. Oh. Sloppy as creep. Oh, I might have... Nah, dang it. Ooh. I don't know if I did that right. Oof. Okay, so what did I get? According to Guild Wars 2, 25.2k. I interrupted my auto attack a few times. Let's see. What is my precision? So if I were to take away a precision signet, do that. Yeah. That's true. Could do that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's really it to Thief rotation. Very, very easy. Nothing crazy. It's probably the easiest rotation that exists. So, and what's cool about Thief is that you have a lot of dodges, so you're very, very capable of sustaining yourself really well. It would be full Berserker, but I just swapped my Berserker amulet to my farming Thief because that has a magic find enrichment in it, which I forgot to mention to Lay, which I should do real quick. Nope. Crap. Yes, I think. Need to actually move up Tech Mind. Let me see. Make sure that's. Yeah. Magic find enrichment. So for those that were actually interested in the Magic Find boost discussion, forgot to mention that there is the Magic Find enrichment that you can buy from the laurel vendor for 20 laurels, and it gives you a 20%. Sorry, I'm tired. Gives you 20% Magic Find bonus. Hey, how's it going, Ida? Awesome. Congrats. That's awesome. That's super awesome. Alright, I can actually tag down. And no, Frost, I have not done my tier 4s. Awesome. Awesome. Congrats on making it to tier 3. You just got through the most expensive tier in tier 2. That's awesome. Let me check in a second, Frost. I might go for some tier 4s. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. So, I'm actually gonna take a few moment break. I'm going to just grab some more water real quick because I ran out before I even started, and my voice is kind of dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes. Nothing too crazy. So, be back in a sec. Oh, and I gotta sign into chat for some reason. Because... Alright, this is awkward. Why am I not logged in on my normal account? I don't know why it's doing this. So sorry, I said I was going to be back in like 2 seconds ago, and I'm still here. A little awkward, but... Just a few minutes. Alright, there we go. Updated chat. Alright, be back in just a second, guys. Alright. I am back. How's it going? Alright, let me catch up on chat real quick. 1 second. Alright. Alright. Okay, catching up on chat real quick. Crossplay between regions. If you mean like NA and EU playing together, can't actually play together in the same instance. You can be in the same guild, like, to show you what I mean. You can pretty much do everything except for physically play together. So, this is the NA guild, and then this is the EU guild. Difference is this little hyphen, apostrophe, over the I, the accent. That's what's called an accent mark, over the I. So, I'm in the EU guild. This is everyone in the EU guild. I can talk to them like they're a part of my, like, guild chat, but, yeah, you can do literally anything. Like, I could even join the EU guild hall, but the thing is guild halls are instanced, so I will never be able to be in the same instance as someone in the EU server at the same time. So if I were to join the guild hall and an EU member were to join a guild hall at the same time, it would put us in 2 separate instances. So, but yeah, like Ida's saying in chat, I could mail, so I could send items, I could send a, hey, how's it going, whatever, can whisper, whatever. You can do literally anything except for playing the same instance, which is kind of a bummer. I don't understand how all that stuff works, but I'm sure it's like way over my head as to why it doesn't, you can't like play in the same instance. It's kind of a bummer, but alright, so let me see. Yeah, it would be. It would be really fun to play with people on EU. That would just make it so like, I don't know, it'd just be so much nicer. Like, you just make it, so you have more people to play with. Like, instances would be more full, LFG would be more full. It would just be sweet. It'd be sweet. So, what do you do with scented rings that you get from... Sorry, I'm just distracted by all these auras that this person has on. They have the Queen Bee. They have the Polyluminescent. They have either the Blue Celestial Infusion or one of the Winter ones. Looks like they might have the Chalk Egg Sac as well. That's a lot of infusions going on at once, and it's just, not to be rude, but it looks like murky water with like a whole bunch of flies because it smells. Hey, it's Vesuvius. What's up, Vesuvius? Alright, so race for bling. Yep. Alright, so what I would do with your extra rings is I would just wait. So what does it sell from? Does it sell from the blue guy? I think it sells from the blue guy, yeah? Yeah, so you get these ascended salvage tools and kits, blah, 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 blah. When you're running your fractals, so do your fractal dailies. So if I hover over, so this is pretty neat if you actually don't know this. If you're ever curious as to why people run fractals, for what, like what they do or whatever. So you have your daily tiered fractals. You have your tier 1, you have your tier 2, 3, and 4. Now, every day there's 3 tiered dailies. Today it's Solid Ocean, Underground Facility, and Urban Battleground, and then you have 3 recommended dailies. And then today would be Tier 1 Volcanic, then Tier 2 was Molten Furnace, and then Tier 3 is, I want to say that's, I don't know actually. I don't know what 59 is off the top of my head. I'd have to go check the sequencer, but pretty much. Let me actually answer your question first because I'm actually getting off topic already. So, wait till you get Ascended Salvage Kits to salvage your rings because you can get Stabilized Matrix from those. I would recommend, if you're running out of space on your storage, to make a mule character to just store your extra stuff because eventually you're going to hit a 20 use salvage kit as a drop, and then all those rings that you were hoarding for so long, you can salvage all of them right there. You're going to get all that storage space back as well as a crap load of Stabilizing Matrix, which Stabilizing Matrix are 35 silver a piece. So if you were to have 20 rings, let's say you just get 1 from each ring, that's 7 gold, which that's not going to happen. If you were to salvage 20 rings, I think a safe number would be 75. Like, I think that's undercutting it a little bit, but I want to say a safe number right there would be 75. Well, let's see, 20, yeah, maybe, I don't know, but you would get a good chunk of gold if you were to get a salvage kit from, or a salvage tool from your daily chests. Now, kind of sidetracking into where you get your daily, like your Ascended kits from. So if you were to run Tier 1, these are all the rewards you can get from Tier 1. Guaranteed, blah, 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 blah. Uncommon is like just regular rings. And then your rare would be your Ascended chests and Fractal weapon skins. So Tier 1, you can only get boots, gloves, and helmets. Is that right? Oh no, you can get every type, and then you can get all the weapons and yada yada yada. But in Tier 1, you cannot get Ascended salvage tools. Move on to your Tier 2 chests is where I think it throws in a single-use tool. Daily Tier 2 Solid Ocean. Why can I not right-click preview? I already opened mine, so I can't preview that. Okay. Let me see if I can do it on Tier 2 Underground. Yes, I can. So, moving on to Daily Tier 2, throws in the chance for a single-use Ascended Salvage tool, as well as expands your uncommon drops to include Tier 7 crafting materials, except for Spirit Wood planks for some reason, not sure why. And then on top of the normal type of rings, you can also get infused rings. All the rare gear is, or the rare drop chances are the same. Then, let's see, go to Tier 3 though. Tier 3 is where it picks up a little bit. So, Tier 3, like the Tier 7 materials move from the uncommon category up to the common category, so it's a higher chance at getting Tier 7 materials. You can get a Mystic Coin, and your single-use Ascended Salvage tool moves up to the common category. But then in your uncommon category, it adds the chance at a 5-use kit and then a 20-use kit. And then you can also get a chance at a Golden Relic, and then your rare category gets Ascended Accessories. And then your normal fractal skins turn into golden fractal skins. You can also get the Endless Fractal Tonic, which is like one of the most prestigious drops from Fractals. Just a tonic that'll turn you into any random fractal boss. And then lastly, your Master Chest moves your 5-use kit up to the common section. And then your 20-use kit still in the uncommon section moves the Ascended Accessories to the uncommon section. And the golden fractal skins to the uncommon section, as well as the boots, shoulders, and glove boxes. Ascended chests up to the uncommon tier, and then in the rare tier it throws in these celestial infusions, and then it keeps like the weapons and everything in there, so it's a little bit of a higher chance to get the Ascended chest from the Tier 4 chest, daily chest, but sidetracking all that. But what I would recommend doing though is not buying any Ascended tools. You would want to just wait for them to drop. It may take a long time, but they will drop eventually. And when they do, it's like hitting the freaking lottery. So just kind of hold on for a little bit. And like I said, if you don't have storage space, make a mule character and just store them on there. Because, yeah, celestial infusions. Very rare though. Not guaranteed by any means, but it is Definitely a chance. Man, can y'all just like admire this scythe real quick? Like, look, you can see the faces. It looks like there's Grenth in there as well. Or, I don't know if it's Grenth or the Judge. I want to say it's the Judge, because the Judge actually uses Grenth's hood. And then Grenth is like an actual god, and I don't know. See, I don't know these things. But is that right? Is it every god? Okay, then that would make sense. That would make sense, because awesome. Thanks for clarifying that. But man, that's just so sick. See, I was kind of getting bored of my thief, but now that I got this staff skin, I just want to play everything on my thief. It just looks so freaking sick. Oh man, I'm hyping over this. Oops. Okay, so, I guess I'm going to hit up Frost, because Frost wanted to do some tier 4s, so y'all can get some tier 4 action. Acciones and goiones. Alright. Alrighty, so let me see. I'm just gonna invite him, because I know he's up for it. Okay. Callie, you are so right about that. Dude, how sick would it be to have a dervish class? That would be flippin' awesome. Cool. Updated that. Alright. Actually, you know what? Anyone watching the stream right now, if you're in NA, we have 3 spots for tier 4s. Is anyone interested in coming? I'm about to ask my guild, but since y'all are watching, I wanted to ask you guys first, see if you're up for it. I want to do tier 4s. The minimum requirement to do all tier 4s would be, let's see, today the minimum requirement would be 117 Agony Resistance. Remember, you need to be on the NA server as well. If you're on EU, I'm sorry, it's not possible. I appreciate the moral support, man. Alright, I guess I'm going to jump in Discord with Green. Alright. Alright. Okay. So, alright, I'm gonna go ahead and ask the guild if anyone is up for it. Oh my gosh, can my cursor go back to my other screen? I'm still pretty noob at using 2 screens. I suck at it. So, here's something that's pretty neat. My buddy Dooms, who's actually in the guild, an officer in the guild, and also is like really frequent in running these training nights in my party, showed me this yesterday. If you've done like the only you hardcore people are awake. But yeah, he showed me this, like a way to like cheapskate the jumping puzzle. If you've collected all the data disks in Shadowed Observatory, you have this you have access to this this cosmic energy. It increases your movement speed by 25%. It also makes you jump like really high. So you can cheese this jumping puzzle. Boom. Boom. It's actually kind of nuts. Hold on. There we go. Get up here. Get up here. Then actually going to turn this off just because not everyone's a daredevil. You're going to dodge jump right here. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. There we go. Alright, take care, Callie. Thanks for hanging out for so long. Just gotta turn I don't know. So if you want to give me homework on terms of what to monologue around any. Yeah, I guess while we're LFG, or yeah, I guess while we're looking for the rest of the group, I can go ahead and talk about like some things that would be good to look out for. So, well, I guess first, what are your current Alright, sounds good, Frost. Well, actually, Frost is not even in Discord yet. No biggie. Oops. Alright, so I guess my first question for you, Ida, would be, what problems are you running into, or what things are you running into that are... Yeah, just like what are some things that you're kind of like running into that are just kind of like you either struggle with, or that you wish you could do better on, or you think you can do better on, or whatever. Are there anything that, like when I say that, anything comes to mind right away, or? Oh man. Okay. So if you want to check out for like masteries and like achievements, go to your achievement panel, Fractals of the Mists, and just go on this normal one. So the Nightmare Fractal and the Shadowed Observatory Fractal have their own achievement sets, but if you click on Fractals of the Mists, then it'll give you all these individual fractal achievements here, and if they have a mastery point attached to them, it will have... I'm trying to find one that actually has a mastery point. I don't know which ones do. It'll have like the little red mastery point next to it. So... Wait. You made it through... Oh, neat. But yeah, I would just browse the achievement panel for that. See which ones you have. See which ones you need. No, so that's just the name of the achievement. So the achievement will have the name of the fractal that you get the achievement in. So Carrier Cacophony says, you made it through Rabsavich's onslaught without dying while inside the underground facility fractal. So basically, blah 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 underground facility fractal. Pretty much do the underground facility fractal without dying. Everything else is just extra info. And then Let's see. So the names of these things are also kind of like based around like each fractal as well. So Aerialist. Jump over Amala's Mystic Wave attack 3 times without being hit. Aerialist has to do with, yeah, you'll probably have to click everything. But Aerialist has to do with like jumping, it being like an acrobat, whatever, being in the air, whatever. So Aerialist, the special action key in that fractal, jumps you really high into the air, so that's why it's named Aerialist. Aetherblade Captain Stabilizer, Mytrin. Captain Mytrin is the name of the fractal, and she's an Aetherblade, so that's has to do with Mytrin. You've completed the Mytrin fractal. Yep, so that's that. Aquatic Ruins Fractal Stabilizer. That's just running Aquatic Ruins. Aetherblade Retreat Stabilizer. This just has to do with the normal Aetherblade fractal. Chaos Demolisher probably has to do with the Chaos fractal. Yep, complete the Chaos fractal in the Master Tier. So, like, the names are pretty much rounded around, like play on words of what you do in the fractals. Like, hop, skip, and a jump. There's one fractal that you do a lot of jumping in, and that is the uncategorized fractal. The one with the harpies and the panels, and you have to kill the kitty golems at the end. So hop, skip, and a jump has to do with the uncategorized fractal. So I would just, you know, that's just kind of what makes sense to me. You can just click on it, see what you got to do. But if you're confused on where you get those achievements, just click on it and look for what the fractal name is in there. The fractal name will always be capitalized. And yeah, Simon, it's going to be delayed because just for latency. It's not too delayed, or it shouldn't be too delayed, but it is a little bit. Awesome, so we're just going to LFG. Yeah, that's a good idea. You can do that. Sorry, I was just laughing because of this LFG listing. That's just stupid. Okay. Hey, thanks, Ken. Thank you, man. How's it going? And also, Ida, you could do it 1 a week or something like that. But, you know, you could also just see, let me see if this works. So, there you go. So look, so what you can do here is in your achievement panel, sorry, I'm going like really like over the top with this, but so what I'm doing right here, so what if one of today's dailies is Urban Battleground. So in my achievement panel, I'm just going to search for Urban Battleground, and it'll tell me all of the achievements that have to do with Urban Battleground. Because inside of those achievements, it will have the fractal name in them. So if you want to figure out what fractals or what achievements are in the fractal dailies that you're running, just go to the achievement panel, search for the name of the fractal, and it'll list everything that's available to you in that fractal. There we go. It's the easiest way to do it, I think. Alright, so going to LFG, that's what she's... This is a guilty too. I'm gonna see if they're running tier 4s. Awesome. Dang it. Oh, man. Alright, so I'm going to send some invites. Super quick. Super quick. Alright, so I don't know if you guys are watching. I'm just sending invites, and I'm going to say, so Jabsta, I just sent your invite. I'm also going to let you know on Discord that I invited you. Massacre Man. No, Massacre Ma'am. You've also just been invited. And then Death Dealer. Has already been invited. Okay, so that's cool. Cool. Coolio. Just sent all those invites. Bada bing, bada boom. All done with that. Okay. So, just waiting on one more. Awesome. We are all full. Awesome. We are all done. Cool. And just because, gonna be a little extra. I saw that this guy has his little halo, so I'm gonna get my little halo. Like I'm an angel or something. Alright. Alright, I guess we're all ready to go, aren't we? Except, yep, okay, cool. We selected the right thing. Alright, so for those that watched the tier 2 version earlier, we went the safe route. This is with some pugs, so I'm personally cool with doing whatever. I always just follow whoever I'm with in the pug group. If I need to lead it up, I will, but ultimately, like, it seems like everyone's kind of hesitant waiting for someone to make a move, so I'm just going to kind of follow what the pugs want to do. The reason why is because if the pug goes first and it doesn't work out, they can't blame anyone else other than themselves. So that's the reason why I wait for them to make a move. And if they make a move and mess up and I go to make it, like, change the way it works, then I don't know. Just a little bit easier to deal with. So everyone is wiping. Might have to GG here. Just a second. So I'm probably going to GG here, but just to, like, never mind, I was going to make an example, but that didn't work. So no comment. Okay, so I would say let's go ahead and clear these guys first. Maybe. No, we have Frost with us, so we're gonna kill this. Nope. Now we can just go on Siege Master, and Frost can heal us through any of the damage. We're gonna CC. Boom, boom. And those that watched my DPS rotation earlier, you can see that I am not doing the same thing. I'm kind of just button mashing a little bit. So much like visual clutter going on. Alright, boom, gates down. I'm going to do the left to right check thing. Alright, left is free, so we're going to go left to see how quick it took me, or see how long it took me to find the right path. It took me not long at all. I just do a quick check down the first path that was open, and good to go. Okay. And if anyone has any questions as we're running this about like what we're doing, or questions about a specific fractal, even if it's not related to what we're doing, feel free to ask, and whenever I get a moment of free time, I will try and answer if I can. Oh, well, that didn't get any ads. Alright, so now we can just kind of Leroy this. Boom. Always try and go for... Oh crap, might be dying here. Maybe I should get good at Hollowsmith. Because Hollowsmith seems to be a pretty darn good. Pretty good damage. What is that tarot card thing? Like, I've seen something about it. Is it supposed to be like a Guild Wars 2 card game, or what's going on with that? Yeah, right now we're doing the tier 4 dailies. Damn it. Yes, we are. I have a Hollowsmith. I really like sword in general. Like, I just like swords. So that's the only reason why I tried engineer, because engineer is just like, it's such a different class, and I think it like, it's not something I don't know, it's not something that like really went with it like didn't really go with my idea of what I thought Guild Wars 2 was when I first started playing it. And I was like, honestly, I forgot engineer was even a class when I first started playing it for like the first year, because I was like, there's supposed to be 9 classes, and because I played my thief. Thief was my first class. Played it for like a year and a half or so, and then I like started messing around on other classes or whatever, and then eventually Heart of Thorns came out and I played Revenant, and like, heck yeah, I love Revenant. And but like, when I was looking for like another class to main, I was like, there's supposed to be 9 classes, but I can only think of 8. What is that 9th class? And I couldn't for the life of me remember that engineer was a class for the longest time. Because it's so different of a theme compared to other classes. But yeah, all that to say, that's why I've never like really played engineer. But when Hollowsmith came out, I was like, oh yeah, let me give that a shot. I love sword melee stuff. That's one thing, is I really love melee stuff. And engineer seemed to be about kits and swapping to different kits. And I wasn't too crazy about the whole idea of swapping to different kits and blah 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 blah, not having a weapon swap, but I do like the Hollow Forge thing. It's almost like a necromancer. It's almost like, I think it's like necromancer, but it's like the Scourge instead of Reaper, because it doesn't put you in Shroud with a second health bar, but it gives you like a different set of abilities, which is pretty nice and pretty sweet. And it's always there. It's a part of your. It's not something that you need to put on your utility bar. It's just a part of the specialization, which I really like. So I was like trying to read the chat and I was running into a wall. So Guild Wars 2 tarot cards. So how does that work? If it's like Guild Wars 2 themed, is that supposed to tell you your future in Guild Wars 2? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Oh, you did? Okay. 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 Alright, quick invite, Night Ringtail. Oh, cool, you've already been invited. Nice. Alright, same deal here. This is pretty much the same as the Tier 2 version of this. Share clip to the tarot card thing, Ida? Is that what you're asking? Like, that explains it or whatever? As for, in your opinion, easiest rotation, I would say, like, I haven't played every single DPS class that there is, but I would say Thief. Oh, crap. Yeah, you can post it in here. That's fine. If people are interested. I'm going to try and get out of combat so I can change my dodge. I think Thief has a very simple rotation. In the form of like you don't want to deviate from, like, how do I explain this? Like, okay, I'm not the best at Spellbreaker, Banner Slave, or whatever, but pretty much what it seems like is, like, you just do your auto attack, and then, in between your auto, like, well, no, what you want to do is you want to use a physical skill for the 30, hold on, about to get blasted. But, for Spellbreaker, it's like you want to use a physical skill so you get that 33% damage bonus, as well as pretty much use your, not endurance, your adrenaline, your burst skills, so that way you can have the Berserker's buff, or whatever it is, as much, like, up as much as possible. But in between, like, your bursts and your physical skill utilities and whatever else, it just seems like you're doing an auto attack to kill the time. So that's kind of just like pretty much use your skills off cooldown kind of rotation. And then like just kind of keep in mind that you want to have all those buffs up before you do 100 Blades or Whirlwind on dual axes or something like that. Crap, I ended up dodging the attack. But like Thief, I would say has more of like a, not like a strict rotation, but it has more of like a not a strict rotation, but more of like a outlined rotation or streamlined rotation, if that makes sense. So like Thief is so like Warrior is easy because it's almost just like, okay, make sure that you use a physical skill when it's off cooldown, use your burst when it's available, and then make sure you have these buffs up before you use your high hitting attacks. Where Thief, it's like you're like, so Warrior's kind of like bursty, and then Thief is more do this consistently. So Thief power Daredevil, at least, is you do, so it's easy to see because I'm out of combat. You do, and you can't see because I'm like literally pointing, but you can't see. Staff Strike and Staff Bash, that's your auto 1 and 2. And then after you do your second auto attack, so you do your second out of the third, I'm jumbling my words. Okay, so you have 3 auto attacks. You do auto 1, auto 2, dodge into your target, finish the auto attack, staff 2, rinse and repeat. And then what you want to do is when it's off cooldown, instead of doing one of the staff 2s, you want to do Fist Flurry plus Pulmonary Impact, or Palm Strike, or whatever. So that's pretty much the gist of Thief, but the thing is you have to constantly do that. Like, that's your only thing. And the only buff uptime that you're worried about is Bound, which is from your dodge. So you can see whenever I dodge, I get Bound, which is a 10% damage bonus for about, I think it's 5 seconds or something like that. And if you keep doing that, auto attack 1, 2, dodge, finish your auto attack, staff 2, and rinse and repeat, that buff time is always going to be up because dodging is a part of your rotation. And you want to make sure that you don't miss those staff 2s, because part of your rotation is whenever you use a staff skill, you get endurance back for every point of initiative spent. And so when you're using your staff or your staff 2, you're using initiative, so that's regenerating your endurance. And since dodging is a part of your DPS rotation, regaining endurance is very important. And then no, pretty much I don't know, I think it's up to a matter of preference, because both rotations are easy, but they're just different types of easy. Like where Thief, I have to constantly focus on making sure I don't mess up the rotation. Even though it's easy, I just have to make sure I'm like doing things in the right order and I don't interrupt my auto attack, because on Thief, auto attacks happen super quick. And then on Warrior, it's like I could kind of play brain dead for a second and then be like, oh, one of my big hitting skills is off cooldown, and then I could use my big hitting skill. You know, but for the most part, I don't know, it's just a matter of preference. So that was a really long-winded answer, and I still didn't come to a conclusion, so sorry I do that literally all the time. I'll give you a long-winded answer with no really no result to it, but I hope that like kind of helped give you my insight on it, I guess. Bunt. Ah. Well, I would say Spellbreaker is pretty forgiving. Like, all of your axe attacks hit very hard. Your great sword attacks hit pretty hard. And mainly you're just there for banners anyway. So if your DPS is not up to par with like someone that's just purely there to do damage, then it's okay because people are benefiting from your banners, so they're a little bit more lenient on you. Not to say like that should be the only reason why you select a class, but if you're looking to build up a class and you want to get the most out of it, and your choices is between like DPS Thief or Power Spellbreaker or something like that, Power Spellbreaker brings more party utility, where Thief is literally only there for damage, at least in a raid scenario. Like, Thief can actually do some skip stuff in Fractals, which is pretty helpful, like solo the Heat Room and Thalmanova. You can skip your party all the way through the electric panels and the electric walls in the Aetherblade Fractal. You can easily shadow step up to the lava pots to pour it on the boss in this Fractal right here. So Thief is very helpful in that stuff. So, I mean, I would say though, Power Spellbreaker would be a better route if those were your only two options. But like, you know, you could go for a more risk, more reward type of DPS class, which would be Weaver. But that rotation is like playing Monopoly compared to Thief. Like, Thief is like, how do I word this? What's like an easy board game? Thief is like, I don't have any comparisons in my head, but Thief is like really easy compared to that. Oh, well, I stood in the explosions and I died. So, I'm a dingus. Alright, I will get the first button. Uh, 5.7k DPS on Firebrand, okay for Fractals. It really depends on the situation. Now, if you're talking about like a standstill boss, oh my gosh, guys, Frost, go, 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 please, Frost, Frost, go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry, I was dying, and my stealth is on cooldown. Alrighty. 7.5k DPS with Firebrand. Now, are you running a pure DPS build? Matthias. I hope I said your name right. Oh, still awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm stuck in the wall. Dang it. Now, is that for the Firebrand build? Is that against like a standstill boss? Like say Arc in Shadowed Observatory, or is that like a moving boss? Because if it's like an idle boss where it's easy to pull off your rotation, then I would say 7.5k DPS is pretty low compared to what you could get. I don't know what the benchmark is for Firebrand after all the nerfs since POF, but like, let's see. I think the lowest DPS class at the moment is like Power Soul Beast or something like that, and that is like 22k or something like that. And so I think Firebrand should hit higher than that. On moving bosses, okay. Yeah, I mean that kind of depends. I mean, I even play like I play a DPS class. Sometimes my DPS is crap. Like sometimes it really depends on the encounter. Like not every encounter is the same. Like the Chaos Fractal, where you have the Gladiate. You know, if your party doesn't stack and you guys move around, you could do really low DPS. And then sometimes I could do higher DPS. I don't know. So I think 7.5k. You should be able to get a little bit more than that. On average. So let me ask this: what would you get on Mama on not Mama? Well, Mama if you do 99 CM, or like what would you get on like an idle boss in Fractals? What would your average DPS rotation be, or DPS be? Because also keep in mind, there's a lot of things like if you're not running with a good party comp, that could be another thing that's affecting your DPS. Like in my party, we have a meta comp. We have banners. We have a druid for 25 might. We have a chrono for quickness and alacrity, and then 2 DPS, which would be me and the Hollowsmith. So we're getting pretty much as much like damage modifiers as possible, which is increasing our DPS to the numbers there are. But if you're running Firebrand and then you're running with like 4 other Necros, you're not getting Empower Allies, you're not getting banners, you're not getting consistent 25 might unless they're all running Blood as Power and they're coordinated and they like know, hey, 25 might, we could stack that or whatever. Like you're not getting all those different things. So if you're running a party without all those damage modifiers, that's really going to affect your DPS as well. So you got to consider that. But say you're running with like a party that we have now. We have Druid doing 25 might. We have Alacrity. We have Quickness. We have banners and everything. And you're pulling 7.5k DPS on a full glass cannon build. Then like also on an idle boss. Then that might be a little bit of an... that might be a little low, because right now really all I'm doing is like auto attacks and I'm hitting 13k DPS. Like I'm missing a lot of my rotation right now. Oop. I'm also getting like stunned and everything. So yeah. Like I'm not even pulling off a decent DPS rotation and I'm still doing a decent amount. So this is an area where Thief can really shine, because check it out, I can shadow step up to the button. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Which is sick. Super sick. Okay. Ooh, all this agony. Okay. Alright, so see how he's kind of like catty cornered to this burn spot? You want to make sure, like, he was a little bit not straight on the line. So that ended up working out just fine, because he ended up stopping right on the burn spot and, like, he didn't move from there. But you kind of want to be careful that, it's you know, when you're kind of catty cornered like that, he could run right by the burn spot, and sometimes he stops, sometimes he doesn't. It's kind of, I guess, whatever he feels like doing at that moment. So, you know, just kind of want to be careful about, like, where you're luring him. I would just say the best thing is just always make sure it's like you, boss, and the burn spot's like right in between you guys. That way he definitely just jumps right on top of that burn spot. And then another thing that wasn't happening here is when he gets on the burn spot, you run on top of him to guarantee that he does not move from that spot, because he's not always CC'd right away. So you want to make sure that he's there on that burn spot, even if he's not CC'd, or if his bar is unbreakable because it's still recharging. You want to make sure that he's in the right spot at all times. Nice, but that was our tier 4 run. Let's see, do I get anything? Oh, bolted the mask, junk, and a die. Open that. Let me see, what is 59? Twilight Oasis. Alright, but yeah, I think that's where I'm going to call it tonight, guys. Bow skin. The bow that I'm using is Chuka and Champawat, or Chuka and Champawat. I don't know how you say it, but it's the legendary bow from Heart of Thorns. I will so it's nice and glowy. Okay, nice and glowy. It shoots out tigers. All my projectiles are tigers. Boom. I shoot out one giant tiger, exploded into 4 different tigers. Heck yeah. So, it's a decent length of a collection, but I mean that's kind of how all the Heart of Thorns well, that's really how all the legendary collection crafting processes are. But it was a pretty fun one. It's a pretty fun one, and it's a neat bow. And you get these little like paw print, like, well, not paw print, but like claw mark walking, like footfalls, which is really neat. Super cool bow. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it a lot. But yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna call it for tonight, guys. I want to say thank you for tuning in and hanging out on the stream. I do want to apologize for my lack of posting lately. I recently started a new job, and it's like that I'm working during my editing time, like when I would edit. So I'm still trying to adjust to this new schedule. I'm still trying to get all these different things like under my belt, and I'm struggling, but not struggling, I'm getting it, but it's just taking me some time. So for those that are like looking forward to the next Fractal guide and everything, I apologize that it's pretty much been a month since I posted. Thank you for that, Ida. I'm pretty excited about it, but yeah, I'll be working on it pretty soon. My girlfriend actually mentioned to me that I need to post a new video here pretty soon. She's awesome, always keeping on top of me about everything, which is really awesome. But yeah, I'll be working on it when I get some time, once I can kind of like get the schedule underway. But thank you guys for being patient. Thank you for congratulating me on a new job. It's exciting. But yeah, for now, my constant is just like these live streams, because I keep these kind of instructional, so I hope that these are helping. It's kind of just like a filler for now. But yeah, guys, I'm going to call it for tonight because I got work in the morning. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys on Thursday for CMs. 99 CM, 100 CM, and ad infinitum stuff. So you guys have a good night, and I will see you later.